My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. I'm going to walk through my favorite monkey knife fight picks and plays for UFC Vegas 49, Makhachev versus Green. If you don't know what monkey knife fight is, it's daily fantasy prop games. You come in here, you make some picks, you can triple your money, 25 times your money, depending on what you do and how many you put together. And all you really need to do is decide how many strikes you think a fighter will land or not land in a fight. Ton of fun, super easy. Go to wewantpicks.com/MKF, sign up, and they will instantly match your deposit up to $100. If you give them 50, they'll give you 50. You give them 100, they'll give you 100, and you can start playing with that deposit match money immediately. So make a deposit, get your match, use the match money, and play some of these lines. Normally I do this video with Chris Riley, and Chris Riley is the man behind the curtain. He's the one actually setting up these strike lines, but he can't make it today. And I talked to him early. There was only two lines that he's really moved heavily this week. One was the Hannah Goldie fight versus Jin Yu Frey. That's canceled, so it doesn't matter. The other line that he moved is he jacked up Wellington Turman and Misha Serkinov. So this has higher than when he opened it as. Right now, the strike line is 57 strikes for Misha Serkinov, 52 for Wellington Turman. So we just need to say more or less. And I think it's still a more situation. These are two big-time grapplers. And typically what that means is they'll end up doing a lot of striking. There may be some grappling exchanges, and I actually think there will be. So more is probably the play, but now this line has gotten a little tricky. But I just want to let you know, this is the one line that has really moved. So a lot of money came in on the more, so they jacked it up. What I actually want to do right now is I'm going to go right to the slates. I like the slates. When we get like early in the week, when the lines first open, there's some opportunities there. As the week goes on, money comes in, the lines level off, and they get a little trickier like we just saw with the Serkinov-Turman strike line. The slates, however, gives you a bunch of different opportunities to pick and choose what you like and don't like and really build something that you're comfortable with. The very first thing they have is Knockout Kings. All you need to do in Knockout Kings, you grab any three fighters on a card, even two fighters in the same fight. You grab any three fighters on the card. If one of them wins by knockout, you get paid at 25% net return. If three of them win, you can 6 times your money. Ton of fun, super easy. So let's come in here. Last week is actually the first week that I've ever lost doing Knockout Kings because didn't necessarily deliver with all the knockouts we thought we were going to get. But let's take a look at this card and who we think can win by KO or TKO. Islam and Bobby. Listen, I think Islam dominates, but I think he does it with grappling. I think he gets a bunch of takedowns and eventually a submission. Bobby Green's just so tough. I don't think he'll get put away on his feet or even elbowed in the mouth. Michael Gilmore is certainly possible to win by TKO. He's fighting Ramiz Brahimaj, who's a grappler. So Michael Gilmore could be a solid play. Armin Petrosian, same thing. I think Gregory Rodriguez wins, but Armin is a kickboxer with some real power. Let's add him for now. Armin Sarukian, he's fighting Joel Alvarez. I don't think there's a stoppage here. I think it's a decision, so I'm going to leave him out. Alejandro Perez does have power in his hands, but they just had to jack up the weight class in that fight because he asked for it. So I assume his camp is not going well. Things are not solid. So I actually am going to go the other side. Joel Alvarez, I don't see a TKO. Rong Zhu, I don't see one. Ignacio Bahamondes could win by KO or TKO. Terrence McKinney, I'm going to ditch Gilmore. We'll add McKinney, can win by KO or TKO for sure. Misha Serkinov is possible. Jonathan Martinez is possible. But I like this slate here. I think these three are solid. And then from here, I can just lock in my guaranteed 25% return, which I probably will. Or I could chase a higher payout. I would never recommend chasing 3 because the reality is you can take that money. If you could pick 3 TKOs or KOs, that money is better spent elsewhere. Here, though, with a little bit of a cushion, I love the 25% return. I love it. You bet $100, you get 125 back. Listen, that's free $25 essentially because 3 fighters, any 3, one of these guys will win by KO or TKO. The other slates that I like, I love doing the rapid fires because rapid fires, in the other lines, you need to pick, there's a fight. Fighter A, fighter B, they're in the fight together. You got to do the strike line. And you have to worry about exactly how many strikes. Here, they're just taking 2 fighters in different fights and saying who will land more. I don't care what the total is. It could be 1 and 3. It doesn't matter what the total is. Who will land more strikes? So we have Victor Moreno versus Armin Saruki, and Armin's getting 1.5 extra strikes. And listen, this Victor fight will probably go the distance, and they will probably bang it out. But I like Armin to get 1 million takedowns, and I expect him to be pretty busy on top because he's going to spend most of that fight on top. So I probably like Armin here. Then Hernandez versus Jonathan Martinez. Hernandez has crazy volume, and his opponent is very hittable. So I actually like him to get to that much faster, get that volume out there, touch up Roujon quite a bit. Jonathan Martinez, he's fighting Alex Perez. I think both of these guys will probably win by stoppage, but Hernandez has such incredible volume. And like I said, his opponent has a negative striking differential, which means he's hit more often than he hits other people. So Ignacio Hernandez is probably the play here. So this is definitely one that I'm going to lock in. I lost last week, so I need to make a deposit. But this is one I'm definitely going to lock in once I get that deposit going. And I'll play that. Probably what I like to do is spread $10 out. I'll do $10 on a couple different fights. I'll play anywhere from 50 to 100 every week, depending on the lines that I like. Then my other favorite are 3 for 3s because you can 4 times your money, 5 times your money, depending on what day of the week it is. And we've got Victor over 93.5. 93.5 is a very high line. So I don't like these. I'm not going to touch this. Let's look at this slate. So then we got Jonathan Martinez, Ji-Yoon Kim, and Carlos Hernandez. Hernandez is fighting Victor. This is a little more, this is probably a more across the board because Ji-Yoon Kim is fighting Priscilla Caceres. Priscilla Caceres is crazy tough, so I don't think Kim's going to put her away. So she'll have plenty of opportunity to get past here. Jonathan Martinez may not get there. This is probably a less because Jonathan Martinez will win by stoppage. A more because Kim will just likely stay on the outside, touch up Caceres over and over and over. And then Carlos Hernandez versus Alto Moreno, it's probably a less because I don't see him getting the takedowns. I think they end up on their feet. I think Carlos will be looking for 1 million takedowns and not getting them, will get touched up. So he'll probably be on the wrong side of a lot of the exchanges. If he would gonna get the takedowns, then he will be on top and busy, but I don't think he's going to get them. So this is probably a less play. Right now, I'm filming this Thursday. The payout is 4 times my money. Friday and Saturday, it will be 5 times my money, but these lines may move when more money comes in. So you got to decide, do you love it? Then hit it. You'd get a little bit lesser of a payout, but it may not be a line that you like once that payout jumps up. And then we can go all the way. I don't do this, but you guys love it. We can go all the way to 6 for 6 and 20 times our money. Last little tip I'll give you. We just did all-day slates. That's every fighter fighting the entire day. But if you want to narrow this down, let's say you hated some of those. Well, let's go to the main card. That's only 5 fights. So now we have 5 fights worth of people. So Knockout Kings, you want the full slate. But when we start doing rapid fires, well, now I only have people on the main card, so it's Sarukian versus Kim or Gregory Rodriguez versus Priscilla Caceres. Kim over Sarukian, that's probably a decent play. And then Caceres over Rodriguez, definitely Rodriguez will get more than Caceres because, I think Caceres is in that fight, but I think she's on the wrong end of it. So anyway, that's just a quick tip to narrow it down. And the last thing I'll show you is fantasy points. So you can grab all of these exact same lines, but do fantasy points instead of strikes. And here's the scoring. 0.6 points for a significant strike, 12 points for a knockdown, 6 for a takedown, 3 for a takedown defended, 5 for a submission attempt, and then there's round stoppage bonuses. So will Islam score more points than Gregory Rodriguez? And Gregory Rodriguez gets 22.5, probably. And then will Sarukian score more than Misha Serkinov and Misha gets 10? Probably because of all the takedowns and the control time. So I like Islam and Sarukian. I'm going to make a deposit. I'm going to make these plays. I took a bath last weekend because the knockouts did not deliver. I basically put all my money in the Knockout Kings. I'm going to spread it out a little more this week, and we'll go ahead. We'll get back on top. WeWantPicks.com/MKF. Sign up, make a deposit. They will instantly match that deposit up to $100. Good luck.